Hi, I'm Dewan, and welcome to the Truth Bowl.
Let's roll with it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, really good one. Do women need men?
Only for one thing. Well, then again, no. We really don't have to have a man. If we're talking about for sexual pleasures, you can please yourself by using the pocketbook. Yeah.
Okay, so, but outside of that, you saying women don't need men?
Only cut. Come on, cut again.
Oh, no, this is all wrong.
Oh, okay,
well.
Hey, I think women sometimes need men with their yearning for companionship. And that's the only thing I can see. Because a woman, nowadays, women can do pretty much anything that a man can do. They can work on their own cars. They can take out trash. They can provide for themselves. So, pretty much, a woman can do just about what a man can do.
Okay, so do you think that type of thinking is hurting marriages, relationships, because women nowadays believe they don't need a man?
I kind of sort of do. For the simple fact is that women have been in a state where they have always been taught, well, you have to be submissive and you have to do what it comes to, like, far as relationships, you have to be the one that take on all the motherly role and the things of a woman, far as making sure the house is maintained. But now you don't need that. Women are running their houses successfully without men. They're doing it all. Where a man could fill in, now a woman is taking a place. So I feel like we don't have to have a man.
Okay, so
only for a companionship.
And that's your truth?
That is my truth.
Okay, we can't argue with your truth, so let's move on. 84s. Okay. Christian couples shacking.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it's okay because they are monogamous. True or false?
Oh, well, this is the Truth Bowl, and I do shack. It's the truth. It's the truth. However, I know that it's not right, and I see me and my spouse dealing with a lot of things that probably could have been avoided if we was not shacking. And being in love, like most people say, love does not pay the bills. Being monogamous, no. And you know what the old folks say, that why buy the cow when you getting the milk for the free? Well, I am a witness that if you're shacking, you are 9 times out of 10, you living like a married couple. And most people would feel like, well, it's just a paper. However, it may be just a paper, but I believe, like, if we do it right, that a lot of issues that we attack our relationship will be avoided.
Okay, so what's keeping you from tying the knot, if that's the case?
Well, honest truth, this is true. I think what's keeping me from tying the knot is feeling secure. And I've always been, like, very independent, and I want to know that everything is done in order and it's done when it's supposed to be. It's not what I think about it or I'll see what I can do. No. And now that I have a child involved, it really, like, weighed me down from time to time. But, you know, I'm pushing through and I'm learning how to let a lot of things go. Because the first thing I hear, you're not my mama, and ain't nobody got time for that. So,
okay.
I think, like, that's the main struggle that we deal with in my relationship and in my home. And from time to time, I break up with him every other day. And it's just because of the tension that is built. I think if we had our own space, we probably wouldn't be.
Okay,
and
so why
you
don't
can
you have
be
your own
monogamous.
space? Why don't you have your own space? Or, I mean...
Vice versa. Why he doesn't have his own space.
Yeah.
Well... I think we have gotten to a point in our relationship that we have become comfortable. And we feel like this is working, whether we have all the daggers thrown at us or whatever, it is still working, and we're not missing meals or whatever. Although I think the only thing is really being challenged is our relationship.
Okay. So how does this impact your relationship with God?
Oh man, it does impact my relationship because I feel like I said, this is the truth. But when we up there doing a do, I be really scared from sometimes, and I be like, oh God, please don't come. In the process of me doing what I do, but I feel like it sometimes made me feel like I'm taking God for granted, taking His grace, and I feel like it's putting a challenge on my relationship with God.
Okay, so is shacking, worth that tarnishing your relationship with God? Do you want to be married to this guy?
I do. We haven't been together so long, and now we just know we get each other. We just have some kinks that we need to work out, and I feel like, far as my relationship with God, I'm in a work in progress where I am now learning not to put my trust in my relationship with my spouse versus putting it, taking God for granted. I'm learning how to just trust in God and believe that God is going to work it out. If it's meant for Him and I to be together, then God is going to move. And that's how I feel.
Okay, well, let me ask you this here, because I know we'll probably get some comments on this here. You're saying spouse. What is your definition of spouse?
Well, he's my boyfriend. And
okay.
So he would consider, as far as paperwork wise, he's not considered my spouse, but he's my boyfriend, but anyone could be a boyfriend. Okay. Anyone could be a boo.
So, spouse does not technically, in your opinion, does not technically mean husband or wife. It means companion,
right?
Lifetime partner. Okay. Because I know we're probably going to get some questions on that, but we cleared that up. Okay, let's move on then.
All righty. And that's my truth.
That's her truth. Can't argue with your truth. Okay. Oh, real good one. How would you handle being bullied?
Being bullied for as
because it's all of this. I know this month is National Bully Awareness Month. They're fighting against bullying, and you hear all the recent cases of the little kids committing suicide because they're being bullied, and not even just kids now being bullied, it's adults. If you were being bullied, how would you handle that?
I probably would handle it in a format of negativity, for as I'll probably lash out, and because in most cases, we see the bullying, it's more of people that are dealing with own issues, where they retaliate and lashing out on people that they seem that appear to be weaker vessels. And I feel like I used to get bullied. It may not be in the form of physical, but just in the form of mentally, like being called the fat girl or the girl with the gap and all that. When I was a child, I used to hold on to that, and I used to grow up feeling like I wasn't cute. And I think I grew out of that once I became a woman that is going to have to deal with looking at this face every day. And it's my decision and it's my choice to do something about how I feel about that. And so that was my form of bullying. However, I have been known to be a bully, so I have been told, but it wasn't in the form of physicalness. It was more mental, being the mean girl. Because even people being called the mean girl, the mean boy, that's a form of bullying. When you make someone feel intimidated about when you walk in the room and you're not even knowing, that's what I deal with now at work. And you would think we're grown women that's behind us, but hey, once it came to my knowledge, I changed it. So I used that negative energy and tried to turn it around into something positive.
Okay. So you have a little boy. You have a little boy. So if a little child is watching this and they're currently being bullied, what would you tell them?
Speak out.
Speak out.
I will ask them to speak out. And then that goes to, like, for parents, I'm sure that when my child gets old enough to speak out and let me know, I'm gonna be there to listen and not just miss the little small things. I think parents miss the small things when children coming home and changing a little attitude. We notice little things like that. And if you're not paying attention to your child, then you're gonna miss out in anything. You can prevent it if you're in their business. And I will be in Jeremiah's business when he gets older.
Okay.
And even like now, as a baby, because he's the only child, I feel like I'm there to protect him. And you're going to fight him. You're going to have to deal with his mom, too, because he doesn't have anybody. It's not that, when I mean fighting, I don't mean physically. He doesn't have anyone to have his back and stand up for him.
Okay, and when you say you're going to be in his business, what do you mean?
I'm check phones. I'm gonna pay attention to him for as his different signs. If he coming home trying to buck up at me, then he having issues anyway. Which means that he feel like, okay, that negative energy from his school or wherever is going to come into my home. I refuse for that to happen. That's what I mean. That I'm going to be up in his business. I'm going to be on his Facebook. If it's still going around when he's old enough, the social media, I'm going to be there.
Okay. And let me ask you this question, because when the Trayvon Martin story all came out and they found George Zimmerman innocent of the crime, a lot of people were saying if Trayvon's mother and them were in Trayvon's business, because one of the things that hurt their case was the pictures that he had on Facebook.
And I agree.
And all of that. So, I mean, do you think that parents should have learned a lesson from that to be in their children's business?
I do. I want to say that they learned a lesson. I just think that now it's in the forefront, that now they're going to be, something is different. Something is going wrong. They're going to be wanting to know, having daily conversations or calling and checking up on their child. That's how I feel.
Okay, good. Let's move on then. Really good. Okay, real good question. Would you date a non-believer?
I'm not going to say I will not date a non-believer, because I feel like if Christ is in me, then if it's me, then maybe God will give me the source to relate to that my partner and change them over, to convert them over. Because if I'm carrying myself like Christ, and if they want to be like me or want to be with me, then they're going to convert anyway. And I'm not saying it just because they convert because they love me, but they're going to see a difference.
Okay, but it's interesting that you say they would convert over. Normally, it's easier for the wrong to convert the right opposed to the right converting the wrong. So how would you, deal with that, if you were in that situation? Because a lot of people want to get in relationships hoping that they can change that other person. You can't change people. They're going to be who they are. So
in due time, change will come. For instance, I have a friend. He is not he's not the believer that you would want him to be. But, however, we've been friends for quite some time now. And now he went from being a Muslim to now seeking to go to different churches and try to find his place in God. For as like denomination or however. That's, it's been portrayed in his life now. And so he used to be a 7-day. Now he went from 7-day to Muslim. Now he's going to different churches, like I said, going to find what denomination. If he chooses to be in a non-denomination, that's fine. But I know that now he sees God for who he is now, versus being young. But he grew up like that. And we also have a minister at the church. She wasn't a non-believer, I wouldn't say, but she used to be 7-day. Now she's she does everything differently. And I know the different denominations, they believe the word for different things. And so I feel that my spouse or if whoever I'm involved with, they will eventually, I'm not asking them to come to my church, but eventually they will see God for who He is.
Okay, okay. Let's move on. That's your truth. Real good. Okay, real good, and I hope you watch this show. L.A. Preachers.
No, I have not been able to watch L.A. Preachers,
Okay.
but
Okay, before I finish,
go ahead.
from what you've heard, is it a message in the show or is it just mess?
Oof.
And do you even think Christians should have reality shows? Because now you have the Sheards who have reality shows, and you're going behind the scenes and you're really seeing the, I guess, for lack of words, dark side of life in Christians or whatever. So what do you think about all of that?
Well, here's the thing. I feel that it could be a message. In anything, in any experience, you can find a message. Whether you receive it negative or positive, you can get a message out of it. However, I think society has put Christianity up on a pedestal where we are not able to fall. And I feel like I think once people realize that they are people, they are human too, and they are entitled to mistakes. Once we are able to accept that, then I think we can receive whatever message if it's out there. I mean, what preacher you don't know that don't have issues? They have issues dealing with lust. They have issues dealing with children out of wedlock.
But it's a difference when you have those issues and then you put them on TV for everyone to see. Now, do you think that's the message that they're trying to get them, that I'm flawed just like you, or do you think that they have fallen for the dollar? They just trying to get paid, and drama brings ratings and all of that kind of stuff?
Well, dealing with reality, yes, drama does bring you ratings. But I think at the same time, I think that it's more, like you said, dealing with the ratings versus showing that I have my own issues, that God is yet still working on me. So that's how I feel.
Okay, let's go on then. Really, really good. Oh, really good. Okay, real good one. Are same-sex marriages okay?
No and no. I don't see it. I don't see how it's okay. It's not okay in the Bible. And it's really not okay, especially when you're trying to get children involved. Because now there is not a law against same-sex being parents. And so, God did not make Adam and Steve. He made Adam and Eve. Okay, so with that being said, I don't even see how one is laying next to someone that has the same features as them. I have sisters. I have a sister, and I have several female friends, and I can't stand to be around them long enough to just even be in a relationship far as having those kissy, like kissing cousin type thing. No, it is not okay. If you are looking at this, please seek help.
Okay, well, let me ask you this
That's
here.
how I feel.
That's your truth. Okay, let me ask you this here. With that, now you hear of some churches, and these are not gay churches. These are, regular churches now becoming more acceptive to that. What do you think about that?
I guess I feel that maybe that's their way of trying to allow them to come in, and then far as like chastising them with the word and allowing them to understand that this is what God has, is not the way that you are living. That that's with anything. That's how I feel that when the church bring them in, maybe the sisters and the brothers are able to pray them through, because we deal with that. Like, we deal with that all the time in the churches, far as being in the choir, just even being ushers, or just being plain bench members. We deal with that daily.
Okay, let's go on. Wow, okay, good. Oh, real good one. African American women with the perm, are they a sellout?
No, because everyone is not meant to walk around nappy. And it's not nappy in a bad way. I'm just saying, if you feel that your kinks are not fashionably there making a statement, then I agree. Get you a just for me. And if you don't really want to be a sellout and get a full perm, get you a texturizer. That way you could be nappy one day and straight the next day.
So you don't think it's a sellout because some people believe, you weren't born that way. So why are you putting all of these chemicals in your hair? And especially they're pretty much saying that you're trying to be like the white woman.
Well, I know what works for me. And me being natural to the fullest is not going to work for me. And it's each woman to its own. What looks good on you is not going to look good on the next person. So I feel like it's no different than everyone getting the weaves. What's next? We're going to have a reality show of everyone walking around with natural hair? No.
Okay. So you don't think you ladies are sellouts with perm?
No, I don't have a perm. I haven't had a perm in 9 months. But it's about learning how to treat your hair. And if you're not a hair person, and you're going to spend just as much money being natural than you are going, just wearing a perm. So you're spending an equal amount of money. So why not find a system that works for you? If you're natural, then that's fine. I have aunts and my mom is natural. It look good on them. It rocks. Me, I can wear natural sometimes, but I know how my hair is. And so, if I need a texturizer, I'm going to get a texturizer. Because I refuse to be walking around here broke, busted, and disgusted by the head.
Well, that's your truth. Let's move on. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to show a clip right here. We're going to show a clip right here. So,
okay.
And then I'm going to ask you this question. So, here we go.
I'm an overweight person, so, and I have been. I've been overweight my whole life. So, I don't know that I'm on the right side of the question, because it would have been directed towards me as opposed to me.
Do you ever feel discriminated against?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't, but that could be because of my self-esteem.
Exactly.
I could care less, to be 100% honest with you. I feel like there's a lot of things that people could discriminate against me for. I could be discriminated against because I'm black. I could be discriminated against because I'm female, especially the industry that I work in. I generally end up training older, white, extremely educated men on something that they have an expertise on, and I'm coming in training them on different things. So if I get the opportunity to feel prejudice, it's almost in that realm, and I can see it being for a lot of reasons. It could be because I'm young, because I'm black, because I'm overweight, because I'm female. So I don't feel it just because I'm overweight. I don't feel that.
Okay, we back. So on that episode, one of our panelists said she doesn't feel discriminated because of her weight. And she also says she's comfortable with being a plus-size woman. Is that true? Can a plus-size woman ever be comfortable with her size?
Well, I think that, I think she can. Now that it's not being such a negative influence being looked on, far as being a plus size woman, because plus is beautiful too. I'm plus and I think I'm hot. And so I feel that if you know how to carry yourself and carry your weight, then own up to it. Because like plus is hot. You're not finding too many women worried about being focused on being the slender. It's about being plus. You can be plus and healthy at the same time. Just because you're a heavy doesn't mean that you're not trying to eat healthy. You may sneak in a hot Cheeto from now and then, but that's okay. Suit your craving and still be plus and own up to it.
So do you feel, I'm going to ask you that same question, do you feel discriminated because of your weight? Do you ever feel discrimination?
I used to. And it used to happen, but plus is being a movement now, just like being natural is a movement now. And so I, used to hurt my feelings being in a family with a lot of women, my aunts and them would always come and borrow my sister and my cousin them clothes, and the only thing they would borrow from mine was my shoes. And then they would come to me when they're pregnant trying to fit in my clothes because they're too cheap to buy maternity clothes. However, I used it as a positive and said to myself, as long as it's only me wearing my clothes, I don't have to worry about it being messed up. So therefore, I own up to my weight.
Okay, wow. Okay, so let me ask you this here before we go. What is one truth you've learned in your life that you can share with us?
One truth I have learned in my life is that every decision that I make now will affect my tomorrow and everyone that's involved in my tomorrow. Whether it's my mom, my sister, or even my enemies or my coworkers, everyone is affected by any decision that you make on today.
So you should choose wisely?
Very wisely, because you will suffer in the end.
Well, thank you for coming to the Truth Bowl. That's a wrap. Thank you.